What's going on, everybody? YouTube and Instagram. Steve here, Rake and Profit over at rakeandprofit.com. Coming back to you with another video. We are live right now. Want to shout out Dan Foley on Instagram. What's up, James? Lori Smith. We got Sabrina on YouTube coming in. Great to see you, Sabrina. We got MZ Miscellaneous. Good morning from Southeastern Connecticut. Very nice. I'm over in the Hartford area myself, so great to see another Connecticut person in the house. We got Miss Iris Casa Nova coming in the house to make an appearance. Great to see you. What's up, Chelsea? We got NAA from Texas in the house. If you guys are here watching live right now, be sure to leave a comment because I'm going to be dropping a bunch of knowledge. I'm not playing around today, guys. I got the blue blocking glasses on. I've got the hood over the head because we're going to be getting into the nitty gritty. We're going to be talking about some stuff that a lot of resellers aren't going to discuss. I'm going to be sharing pretty much my future projections, information about my business specifically, and some lessons that I've learned, I guess you can call it that, over the last year, because you got to remember, I'm coming from the world over the last 8 to 9 years where I didn't really have to worry as much about the numbers as I do now. And let me explain. When you go to thrift stores, when you go to library sales, when you source stuff off of Facebook Marketplace, or even like auctions or flea markets, a lot of times you're getting these items for literally pennies on the dollar. You know what I mean? Like, in the past, I would go pick up, 25 books from a Goodwill, spend, $32 out the door, and I would turn that into, $400, $500, $600. Not every single time, but when you're going to thrift stores, auctions, flea markets, garage sales, things like that, your cost of goods is so low. I mean, the expenses that eBay and Amazon's going to pull out is going to be the same regardless. But I've transitioned to online arbitrage and I'm spending a lot more money on products. And there's just a lot of great insights that I want to share with you guys. So I'm going to be breaking it all down. I've built my sales up to $30,000 a month. You could actually see on the screen if you're watching on YouTube, I'm at $30,045 over the last 30 days. I've sold 810 items. My average selling price is $37.09. I currently have approximately 1,600 items active in my inventory. And right now my turnover rate, my flip rate is about 50%. So if you take my current inventory, which is approximately 1,600 and change, divided by 810 sales, that's about 50% turnover rate. And my return on investment in terms of the products that I am sourcing is about 45 to 50%. So if you're wondering, where am I getting these items? Am I drop shipping? Am I going to libraries, thrift stores? What am I doing? The majority of these numbers are going to be coming from online arbitrage. So I source books, board games, DVDs, video games, electronics, all types of items, mostly I say, off of places like ebay.com, Facebook Marketplace. There's some auction websites that I use, Mercari, and a couple other little secret places that I source online. So we're going to be diving into the nitty gritty. We got Kevin Hawthorne in the house, Queen City Bricks. And I can promise you, for anybody who's looking to scale a business, especially online arbitrage, but this applies to going to thrift stores. What up? We got Noah in the house. One Great Love. Got my trainer and my friend coming in. Great to see you. But for anyone scaling a business, especially online arbitrage, you're going to need to know this information, because I made one pivotal mistake and I thought that I was going to be able to pay myself a lot more money when I hit my goal of $40,000 a month. But there was one thing that I just did not, consider, because this is the first time that I've gone down this road in terms of scaling via online arbitrage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into my screen. So if you guys are watching on Instagram, you may want to head over to YouTube, because on YouTube, I'm doing a screen share. I have a spreadsheet that breaks down pretty much all of my numbers in my business. And you're probably going to want to go see that, because you're going to probably want to do this in your business as well. If you're really trying to build your business, I mean, even if you want to make $2,000 profit, or $1,000 profit, you need to do this process. So I'd recommend heading over to my YouTube channel right now. We got a bunch of people over there. We are live and people are saying, thanks for the transparency. That's what it's all about. I want to share my journey and I want to be as transparent as I possibly can. Retro Mode says your IPI score must be horrible though. I want you guys to guess. What do you think my IPI score is? I'm going to have you guys guess down below because I actually just looked and I was going to show you my phone, but I forgot I'm live streaming right now. You guys can guess. I'll tell you what my IPI score is in a moment. What up? Running from Genetics. What's up, girl? Great to see you. We got Rob in the house. 550. You're super close. And 550 is a spectacular score. You know, I think it is at least. I think it goes up to about 800. So my score is 560, 561. So I'm pretty happy with that. Great to see you. All right, guys. So my YouTube is Rake and Profit. So just go to Rake and Profit because I am on Instagram. If you see me looking this way, Instagram, I'm looking at you. If you see me looking straight, I'm on YouTube, literally live streaming, screen sharing a spreadsheet. Okay. So for everyone on Instagram, go check it out on YouTube. The replay will be up later. But yeah, Retro Mode, you were on point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dive into my screen. So can everybody see my screen right now? I want to make sure everybody can see my screen. Let me go back there. How do I get back there? Bear with me one moment, guys. Nope. There we go. There we go. All right. So everyone on YouTube, can you see my screen? Full screen mode right now. This is one of my first times sharing this. So I want to make sure everybody can see this clearly. So let me know on YouTube so I can go over to that spreadsheet. I want to start breaking down everything you see here. And I want you guys to, you know, think about this for yourself. And I'm going to answer some questions. A Master Debater. I'm going to answer that question. That's a really good question. Let me start that question so I can remember this. I'm going to go into this question very soon, guys. All right. So, okay. So this is where I am right now, guys. I am at $30,045 in sales. Okay. Over the last 30 days, I've sold 810 items. This is Amazon FBA. Okay. So maybe I should take a step back and share what I'm doing. So I'm buying off of places like eBay, Facebook Marketplace, auction sites, everything online. It shows up to my house. We inspect everything. We open it all up and then we ship it out back to Amazon FBA. Now I've got a lot of systems in place to where I only spend right now. We're actually shipping out like 250 to 300 items a week. So we've been spending a lot of money, maybe a little less than that. But some weeks have been 250 to 3. So probably on average, like somewhere between 200 to 300 items a week we're shipping out. But I'm only spending probably 5 hours or less doing that process because I've got some help opening up all the boxes that show up to my house. And I have a virtual assistant who lists all my items for me. Now you might be thinking, how are they doing that virtually if they're in the Philippines? I hired them off of onlinejobs.ph because essentially what we do is we take a picture of every single item and then we essentially organize them into batches and then they go into my software, list it all, choose the condition. We have a bunch of systems. I'm not going to get too deep into that now. And it saves me quite a bit of time of having to look up every item, have to list it, choose conditions, so on and so forth. Okay, so that's the process. So if you divide 30,045, which is my total sales, by the amount of items that I've sold, 810, my ASP is $37.09. Okay. What does ASP stand for? Average selling price. So if you want to know what your average selling price is on Amazon or on eBay, this is important to know. Just divide your total sales by your amount of items that you sold. Right. You can do this over a month period, a 3-month period. What's good, Mohan? Good to see you. Over a 6-month period. This is my average selling price over 30 days. My average selling price is actually higher over like 6 months, but we're starting to change our strategy in terms of sourcing a little bit. So this is where we're really going to be going. My current inventory is 1,600. I have about 2,000 in inventory, but I'm dealing with some challenges Amazon is moving all my inventory around to different fulfillment centers. I know a lot of people are dealing with this now. I don't have inventory placement option on or anything like that. But essentially, when you ship your items to Amazon, sometimes they move them around to different fulfillment centers to make it more convenient for customers to get their items in 1 to 2 days. So that's that. So this should be going up soon. So a great number that we all need to keep in mind is, what is your turnover rate? How fast are your items moving? And this was a big mistake right here that I made over, the last 6 months, really about 3 months. I started to fix this. So I was starting to have some cash flow issues. My items weren't turning over quick enough. And essentially I used a couple tools, KeepUp and Seller Amp, to start to really analyze the items that I was purchasing more closely. So I was really looking to see, how many units were selling per month, what were the various prices of the buy box, how many competitors there were, so on and so forth. So this was really important. And I've really, improved my turnover rate. Now, I do want to say all these numbers they're real, but they're not 100% perfect, just because I do go thrifting still. I do hit library sales from time to time. I do have some other ways that I source just because I love treasure hunting. So these aren't perfect, right? These aren't all just items that I've sourced OA, probably like 80% or more. So just keep that in mind, that these are all like general numbers. I did the best I possibly can to just give you guys real life numbers to understand, what exactly is going on here. Some people are saying the screen is blurry. Guys, can you see my screen okay? Because it looks good on my end. I just want to make sure that you can actually see it. Okay. Too much white space. Yeah, I'm using a service called StreamYard. Yeah, Diane says looks good for me. I don't know if you guys are on your phone, it might be a little difficult to see. And again, Instagram, everyone watching on Instagram, we're live streaming on YouTube. So, okay, cool. Just want to make sure it's good. And don't worry, Lori, if you're on your phone, you might want to turn your phone landscape mode just to make it bigger. Okay. All right. So that's my turnover rate, and my return on investment is around 45 to 50%. So if you run the numbers, even in your Amazon seller app, what you can do is you can, I sell mostly media items. So my average buy price is about $15 per item, which I'll discuss in a moment. And my average selling price is $37. So that comes out to about a 45 to 50% ROI. I've got this range here. It could even be 40 to 50%. Some items are higher, some items are lower. Because I do deal with a variety of items. So again, I'm trying to generalize as much as I can. And if you're wondering, how are your returns so high compared to traditional online arbitrage, most sellers, my good friends, Warner over at Fields of Profit and Flip for Miles, their margins are down more towards 20 to 30%. And it's because I'm doing a lot of the eBay to Amazon. I'm doing a lot of the Mercari to Amazon, Facebook Marketplace to Amazon. It's a lot harder. There's a lot less competition. There's just more strategies. There's just more legwork involved in my method. I'm not saying it's any better or any worse than the traditional OA method. I think they're both good. And I've even considered dabbling in their method as well, because the attractive part of traditional sourcing off of like Nike, Lego, so on and so forth, is you can buy like a ton of quantity. And for my model, I have a lot of one-off items, a lot of discontinued items that I'm going after. So I just wanted to share that. Okay. So let me go into the comments really quick before I move on, because now I'm going to start to go into some future projections and talk about some things that we all want to keep in mind. Richie says, looks good on my phone. Make sure your YouTube is set to highest quality. Yeah, that's a good point. I appreciate you, Richie, on that. Okay, cool. So I'm going to keep moving here. All right. So let me share with you my goal. Okay. So in the beginning of the year, January 1st, I made a video and I shared, I want to get to 40,000 a month. At the time, I don't know what I was doing, 4,000 or 5,000 a month. I'd have to go back and check, but I wasn't doing a ton per month on Amazon FBA at the beginning of the year, 4,000 to 5,000 a month, mostly thrifting and stuff. So I was just taking home all the profit. And that's the great thing about thrifting. is you can, go out, spend all your time, work your butt off, and you can take a profit. But I want to be crystal clear, guys, why I'm doing what I'm doing. My goal is to build a business. I don't want to build a job where I have to exchange my time to make more money. So let me explain. Right now, and we're going to get a little deeper, I've got a pretty decent business built so far. And when I say a business, I mean, I can step away from this thing and it'll still make money. It's not perfect. It's about 90% outsourced. A business should make you money without you having to put in time in order to make money. If I want to go to the beach, if I want to take off for a week, if I want to take off for a couple of weeks, a business should continue to make you money. A business should not stop, because if your business stops making you money, and I've got a couple arguments here, then it's really not a business. I feel like it's more of like a job or a side hustle. Now, with Amazon FBA in general, even if you don't outsource all the different elements, which I'm going to talk about, it's still a semi business, because with Amazon FBA, you ship everything to them, they pick it, pack it, so on and so forth. But I want to maintain or grow my sales. If you take off for 2 to 3 weeks and you don't have a team sourcing, you don't have a team listing, you don't have a team shipping, your sales are going to slowly dwindle down. You might not feel it over a week or two, but you're going to feel it in 4 weeks or 5 weeks or 6 weeks. So my entire goal is to earn the highest hourly rate per my time spent working on the business as I possibly can. My goal is to build something that is able to generate income without me having to, work 25, 30, 40 hours, because I can go out to thrift stores now, library sales, auctions, and I could spend 40 hours a week and I could take home $5,000 to $6,000 to $7,000 a month in profit. So while I go through this and analyze this, keep that in the back of your mind. My goal is to be able to free up my time so I can create more content, right? So I can work on real estate, maybe get into some flips, to be able to spend more time doing what I enjoy, having more freedom, being able to have more time to do whatever I choose to do in life. And maybe that's, growing my business to the next level, right? So as you think about, and I break all this stuff down, just keep that in mind. There's a big difference between having a side hustle in a kind of a semi business, I would say, on Amazon FBA, versus having a business that makes you money without you having to always be a part of it. And that's the goal. And I'm not there yet. I'm probably like 85% of the way there, but I'll keep explaining. So let me know, put a 1 in the comments, guys, if that makes sense. I want to make sure that you guys understand where I'm coming from, because that's my goal here. That is exactly my goal. By the way, you're getting Instagram comments that you can't see. I see comments coming in, but it's really hard to manage both the comments right now on YouTube and Instagram, but I'll definitely get there. Lunch money hustle. Oh, no wonder you're not reading comments. I see the comments coming in, guys, but I'm trying to give YouTube first go right now, just because we have a screen share going. So definitely head over there. Okay, so let's keep moving, guys. So this is where I am, and this is where I want to go. Okay. So I want to get to $40,000 a month in sales, and I'm going to share with you why I want to get there. Okay. I want to get there because once I get to that point, if I choose, I can start taking money out of the business, because I'm actually paying myself $0 right now. And the reason I'm paying myself $0 is because I'm investing all of my profit. Right now, it's probably, I don't know the exact number, but close to around 10,000 in profit. It's all going back into buying inventory, probably even more profit than that. I'm putting all of it back into just investing in the business to grow my inventory, to get to the point, considering that I keep, my ASP the same, that I keep my turnover rate similar, keeping my ROI similar. My goal is to get to the point where I have 2,250 items in my inventory. Okay. My goal is to keep my turnover rate and have an estimated amount of sales of 1,125 with the same amount, maybe a little less of an ROI, because if I can get to that point on $40,000 in sales, Amazon's going to pay me out approximately $24,000. Considering I have a 5% refund rate, that's my refund rate right now. If you guys want to learn what your refund rate is, Amazon has some custom business reports that you can go into. Okay. So these numbers aren't perfect. They're a bit estimated because there are a lot of there's just a lot of factors that come into play, but stick with me. So if I get paid $24,000 out of 40,000, because their fees are going to come to about 40%. So it's going to leave me with about a 60% payout, maybe a 62% payout based on my research and based on my previous payouts. If I sell that many items, I'm going to make somewhere around 40,000. Okay. My average buy price per item is about $15. So if I want to sell $40,000 in sales, I'm going to have to sell approximately 1,125 units. Okay. For me to buy that and maintain my sales every single month, that's going to cost $16,500. Okay. Now I do use some cash back portals, and I also have a 2% cash back credit card. So I'm going to earn some money on that. So this is the breakdown, guys. Sell $40,000. Amazon pays me out $24,000. My inventory cost is approximately $16,500, maybe $16,875. The cost to run my business with virtual assistants, because I have people that are sourcing full-time, listing, helping with repricing, stranded inventory, pretty much dealing with all parts of the business outside of shipping. I'm doing that, and I'm starting to hire out some help for that. My cost when I scale to 40,000 will probably be around $1,700 a month. Okay. Supplies like boxes and tape, things like that is about $100. Subscriptions, such as Inventory Lab or AccelerList, Be Cool, Amazon FBA. There's different subscriptions I have. I'm not going to get into them all. It's around $300. And then storage fees and miscellaneous things like that. Okay. So in total, if you were to add all this up, it comes to about $35,000 minus the 40,000, which leaves me with about $5,000 per month that I can actually pay myself. And I thought this was going to be a lot more. I really did. I didn't know that even at this scale, I thought that I'd be paying myself a lot more. And the one thing that I didn't realize, and the big mistake I want to share here, guys, and a lot of people are thinking like, oh, if you're making $40,000, like you should be paying yourself a lot more. Here's the thing. I could take home, the next month I could take home $21,000, but guess what? I'm not going to replenish my inventory. And guess what? My items are going to keep selling and selling. So the next month, and instead of having 40,000 in sales, you're probably going to have 31,000 or 30,000 in sales. And then you take more profit out of the business. And now you don't have that inventory. Inventory drops from 2,300 to 1,800 to 1,400. And the way that you're able to grow your sales is by building up your inventory, considering that your turnover rate, your ROI, and your ASP stays the same. You could change all these things. If your ASP goes up, the numbers are going to change. If your ASP goes down, the numbers are going to change. If your turnover rate gets slower or faster, things are going to change. If your ROI goes up or down, you're going to have more or less cash flow in your business. And this is what I didn't understand. This was the big, I don't know if it's a big mistake, because still at the end of the day, and I'll break down how much time I'll be spending to make this in my hourly rate, but I thought that I was going to be able to take a lot more out of the business. Now, could I eliminate the virtual assistants? Absolutely. Can I eliminate storage fees? No. Subscriptions? Not really. Supplies? Not really. Can I have Amazon pay me more by giving, Jeff Bezos a back rub? I don't know. I don't think I've got hands of magic, but that's the thing. I'm looking to build a business. I am not looking to create a job for myself, because I could maximize profits here by eliminating my VAs, and I could spend 40 hours a week sourcing, listing, doing everything. I could even manually reprice, and I could, eliminate Be Cool for $100 a month. But I am trying to build a business. And these are just some of the things that I didn't understand in the beginning. And I'm curious, you guys, drop a 2 in the comments. Drop a 2 if you feel like you're learning something here. I would like to know, is this something that you kept in mind? Because maybe I'm just an idiot. I didn't realize the expenses that were going to go into scale. So I've kind of gotten to the point now where I'm like, man, $40,000 to me seemed like a big number, but this seems pretty small. Like, now, what's interesting is, like, I'll share with you how much time that I'm doing certain things. So like sourcing, listing, shipping, let's just say back end admin tasks. And then we can say maybe like, I don't know, growing business, like learning new skills that helps the business. And then hiring, training, team. So right now I'm spending literally like maybe 1 hour a week. Like I just source kind of like for fun. All right. I'm going to share my breakdown of what I'm actually spending in terms of time. So what do we have here? Let's just do that. Let's do that. Okay. Listing. I am spending, I'll just call it 1 hour a week because I don't list, but I do check over my team's listings just to make sure before we ship them out. Shipping, I'll say I'm spending probably about 3 hours a week shipping items out. Back end admin tasks, you know, these are little things like dealing with Amazon, you know, inventory health reports. Maybe I have to help the team with some stranded inventory or some problem comes up. I'll call that like 1 hour a week. Growing business and learning skills. So, for example, like last month, I spent a lot of time learning about a new repricer. This month, I'm, you know, spending a lot of time learning about how to replenish my inventory and different things. So, probably like most of my time is probably spent, like, honestly, just learning, growing and learning new skills. And then probably, you know, maybe 5 hours a week, 3 to 5 hours a week, just training the team, improving the team, helping the team, building, you know, confidence in the team. So that's about 15, 16, 19, probably about 21 hours. But this right here, I don't really like, this is like, I would be doing this otherwise. Like, this isn't even like working on the business that this much. And honestly, this number, like it could be like 2 to 5. So it's like, I'm not spending a ton of time on this business because most of the time when you think of a reselling business, what are you spending most of your time doing? You're spending most of your time doing this, right? And again, we're on YouTube, guys, for everyone watching on Instagram at Rake and Profit. Most of the time, because like think about sourcing. I have 2 full-time sourcers who are working 8 hours a day times 5. They're spending about 80 hours a week sourcing. Okay. Now they're probably not as quick and efficient as I am. And I could probably get their results in half the time, but still, that's what they're spending. Okay. And they're only, you know, about $3 an hour. Then listing, I've got a system in place to where, you know, normally it would probably take, if I was going to list everything, I don't know, like 6 to 8 hours or something to be able to list all that stuff. It only takes me 1 because of, you know, virtual assistants helping me again. This one, I think she's at like $4 an hour. And then shipping, again, I have another system where I'm leveraging VAs that would probably normally take me, I don't know how much time I would spend there, maybe like 5 hours or something, but I've got a little bit of time saved. So that's what I like, you know, about this right here is even if I do decide when I hit 40K a month, maybe I want to get into another business. Maybe I just want to streamline this. Maybe I want to keep it where it is. I could take that $5,000 out per month, which what would that come to? What would that hourly rate be? If you take, let's see, let's just say 1, 2, 5, 6. Let's say I'm spending probably like 10 hours a week on real activities now that I think about it. So that's 40 hours a month. What's 5,000 divided by 40? I don't know. What does that come to? $5,000 divided by 40. That would be my hourly rate. I don't know what my hourly rate would be. 5,000 divided by 40. So 100 would be what? 4,000. So it's probably like over $100 an hour, I would say. I don't know. Somebody do the math on that for me. All right. Your screen share is not showing any of what you just typed about your time. It's meant to share that. I don't know. I think it might be your internet. It looks like it's showing fine on my account. Okay, cool. Awesome. Just looking at some of the comments. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to drop a comment down below. I know we're going a bit high level right now, but this is also helping me to get out some of my thoughts right here. Okay. 125 an hour, hit there, ASDF. Appreciate you on IG. Appreciate you guys. So that's really the goal right now. The goal is to scale to 40,000 a month, which what am I doing to get there? I'm just spending more money. That's it. I'm spending more money, accelerating the process. And once I get to that point, once I get up to probably close to around 2,300, considering that I keep my turnover rate in line and I hit that estimated amount of sales and keep my ROI in line, I should hit that 40,000 a month, which should come out to me having the ability to take $5,000 out per month to pay myself. And again, why not take more money out? I could take more money out, but the more money I take out, the more money I take out, the less money I have to invest in inventory. And again, your business is going to start to slowly dwindle down. So we'll see. Maybe I will decide to take some more money out. At this point right now, in terms of future plans, I'm looking at wholesale, adding that into the mix, because the one thing that worries me about my business model is just the risk of flipping items without invoices on Amazon FBA. You know, I've sold well over 5,000 items on Amazon this year, and I've never had any issues. I only had one IP complaint, and that was a stupid mistake on my part. I could have avoided it because I didn't realize the brand was on the listing. Big mistake. Don't sell items where the brand's on the listing for the most part. And I've never had any issues, but I do feel that my business model is almost, in a sense, Russian roulette, where, you know, if Amazon wants to call you out for selling items as new, or you get a counterfeit claim, your business, my business, your business, if you're doing the same thing, if you're going to thrift stores, garage sales, and you're selling items as new or used, even used is a little less risky, your business could be in jeopardy, especially if you have a new account. That's one thing I've learned, because I've really gone down the rabbit hole talking to other sellers, talking to new sellers. It seems like the people and the resellers who are getting suspended or kicked off on Amazon, which there's not a ton of them. People are so scared of it. And I think it's, you know, a good fear, because you can definitely get kicked off. But it seems like the resellers who are getting kicked off on Amazon have very new accounts. And the newer your account is on Amazon, the more strict Amazon is in terms of IP complaints, counterfeits, and I think even like accepting invoices and different things like that. Again, I don't have a ton of experience in that area because I haven't had many issues. But definitely something to keep in mind. If you have a new account, I would not recommend scaling without invoices super fast. I would start more slow. All right, let me pull this off. Let me get myself back on the screen here. I'll leave the spreadsheet up for you guys so you can see that. Locked and lost. Are virtual assistants generally pretty good, or do you have to go through a lot before finding good people? I always hire for character first. So, you know, I know how I am, and I will lose my shit when people don't communicate. I will lose it when people are disrespectful and don't follow the systems and processes outlined, especially communication. I absolutely lose it. I really, really dislike working with anybody who's a poor communicator. And I really don't like working with anyone who lies and makes up a lot of excuses. I understand things happen. You're going to be sick. You know, I'm a pretty lenient guy. I'm very easy to work with, but I don't put up with lack of communication. And I don't like when people lie. And there's a lot of virtual assistants out there who will just disappear. They'll make up all the excuses in the world. I'm not going to go on a rant right now because I could for 20 minutes. So I really like to hire for character and make sure I get along with the person. They communicate well. You don't have to be the smartest, brightest, most talented person. Also, for me, I like to work with people who are easygoing. I don't like drama. I don't like conflicts. I don't like to fight and argue. I don't like working with someone who's going to constantly be nagging and whining and complaining and blaming. You know, I've been in previous relationships with people who, I'm not going to call anybody out, but who here can relate? You know, you're in a relationship and they just don't stop whining and complaining and nagging and blaming. And there's always another thing going wrong. And it's like, I cannot stand working with people like that. So I always hire for character first and skill second. And my job is to create systems and processes through standard operating procedures. I use a software called Loom, where I'll create training videos, and I have a whole entire course for my virtual assistants to go through. So literally everything is laid out. But if the virtual assistant is making mistakes, it's your job to guide them and coach them. It's not your job to be a boss and to just bully them with money. Your job is to be a coach and a mentor. And that's the way I approach it with my virtual assistants. We're on the same team. We're equal. I'm coaching you. I'm going to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. Let's learn. Let's grow together. When a virtual assistant makes a mistake, you have to teach them the right way to do it. And you have to do that over and over and over and over and over again until you coach and mentor them into the virtual assistant and team player that you want them to be. So, you're never going to, at least for me, I've never hired a virtual assistant and they just know how to do everything. It's a process. How often do you communicate with virtual assistants? Is the training process long? So my training process was like 3 to 6 months. The thing is, I jump out the gate and we start working, but there's a lot of mistakes. And the problem with my business was I was doing everything inefficiently. I was reading Keepa charts wrong. I was using the wrong softwares. I was sourcing like crap. When you hire a virtual assistant and you suck, they're going to suck and they're going to accelerate the sucking. I need to find a better way to say that. But I was making so many mistakes and I wasn't a good coach and a mentor because I was learning so much, in February and March and April. It was working, but I was just doing things so ineffectively. So it's an everyday process. I would shoot and record videos every single day for them and update them. And when I would learn something new, I would train them how to do it. And then I would just guide and coach and mentor them. So it's a long-term process. You're building a relationship. You're bringing someone into the family, somebody onto the team. This is your business. This is your livelihood. And you're also dealing with their livelihood as well. So you don't want to be hiring people because, especially out in the Philippines, man, we have it so good in the United States compared to some people. I mean, a lot of my virtual assistants are living in like freaking huts. Like it's crazy. It's a completely different world out there. And some virtual assistants of mine, they told me stories. There's a lot of crime, violence. It's scary. So, they really are depending on you. And that's why I like to give bonuses, incentives, raises for performance, and try to really take care of them. I've had virtual assistants that I put them in hotels during typhoons and all types of things because it's wild out there sometimes, especially when the storms come. It is just crazy. I feel so bad sometimes. Gary Y says, Reiki, you're a mirror image of my same values. Awesome. Hey, Lori, I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. We got Lori coming in with a 99-cent super chat. We finally made it, baby. Great to see you. So Instagram, if you guys are watching, I've been ignoring you guys. Feel free to ask some questions. I apologize. What's up, Nicole? We got Bill to Patty in the house. FBA Fever says, curious. I know people use Amazon to ungate some brands, but have you seen any use of eBay as sourcing for ungating? No, I haven't heard of that. But one of my coaching students got ungated in DVDs from Best Buy. I heard you have to open up a business account. So that was an interesting little tip. Got a good smoothie this morning. So yeah, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to ask away. I think I'll remove that off the screen. Diane, I would love to know how your business is going. And let me know in the comments, guys, how's your business going? I would love to hear. How long does it take Amazon to find my first box of books? What do you mean by that? You want Jeff Bezos to come out and source for you and ship in your items? I'm just kidding, Lori. So I'm assuming you shipped in a box and you're waiting for it to get checked in. If you can clarify, let me know. I just started OA, and the ROI compared to books is intimidating, but I know it'll be worth it. I'm going to start slow to make sure I can source good products. There's so many different ways to do OA, which is online arbitrage, right? There's people who only buy clothing. There's people who only buy shoes. There's people who only do Lego. There's people like myself who are sourcing off of various third-party marketplaces, which is going to have a higher ROI, but also a higher risk. So you really got to define what part of OA you want to dive into. And the whole reason to do OA, there's two reasons. For me, it's I don't have to leave the house, and I can have a team source for me, and I can have it all come to me. So I'm having my money work for me instead of having my body work for me, because my body can go out to libraries, thrift stores, auctions, and I can physically go and spend my time to find these deals, which it is inconsistent because there's a lot of competitors out there, and, TikTok and all this stuff. There's so many people doing it that sometimes it's hit or miss. But the margins are much higher. Whereas with OA, you're having all the stuff come to you, or, similar to, Flip for Miles and Fields of Profit, they're able to buy 20, 30, 40, 50 items and have it come directly to them or ship to a prep center. So you're able to have your money work for you. Plus, sometimes you get onto a really good ASIN and sell 40, 50, 60, 100 items per day, right? I was just talking to FBA Michaela. She's a 23-year-old girl. She just did $100,000 in sales. And I think her margins were around, I don't know, was it 10 or 15%? So I think she brought home like 12 grand profit off of that. I'm not sure if she's paying herself or cash flowing or whatnot, but yeah, I mean, she said she had some items that were selling 50 to 100 times a day, back to school stuff. So that's the whole thing behind it all. Diane says, I'm restructuring at the moment since I just moved to Ohio about 2 weeks ago. I think I'm going 100% FBA with Amazon, but now branching into some creative Etsy endeavors. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Lori says, I sent them, then they went active 3 days later, put them out of stock. The service person says they lost my book, so I had to prove they accepted it, and they have it. Yeah, so what's happening, Lori, is your item, right when you ship in your item, it goes active, but it'll have, it'll either be out of stock or back ordered, right? Or it's moving around to different fulfillment centers. So until it actually hits one item active, available for sale, then it's either back ordered or it's moving around different fulfillment centers all throughout the country. So it's kind of a pain in the butt, but it's just part of the process. If you're going to have to prove that you actually sent the items, you're going to have to share an invoice. So if you don't have an invoice, I don't have invoices, you're pretty much screwed. They could be stranded, but I doubt it. Any tips? Cleaning DVDs. I tried looking at electronic ones and they were all awful. I don't clean DVDs. I buy 99% new DVDs. I do have a friend, Jesse, with Thrift School. I believe he has a DVD cleaner, but I believe he was telling me it's kind of annoying and time consuming. So I don't think he was super thrilled over it, but I don't have much experience. Switching from 75% fulfilled by merchant book business to 90% FBA, so I have more time to learn OA. That's really the way to go. It's a lot less work, and you'll be able to free up your time to be able to grow your business or, adventure into other models. So I don't know why a lot of people do merchant fulfilled. Maybe there's some opportunities there with certain items that are maybe time sensitive or maybe only profitable if you ship it from home. But my time is the most valuable, and yours should be too. Alan, what up, my man? Do your virtual assistants have your eBay or Amazon account login information? So they have my full eBay account information, but there's not really, what are they going to do on my eBay account? I'm not really worried about my eBay account. eBay does have user access, but it's terrible, and it doesn't allow you to purchase and do all the things you need. So, I mean, that's what you expect from eBay. They're just terrible with stuff like that. So I do have to give them full access, but they can't see my credit card information. All my credit card information is stored into my eBay account. So when they purchase items on my behalf, which they do, and we track everything in a spreadsheet, they only see the last 4 digits. So, I mean, I guess if they wanted to, they can probably change the shipping address and start having it shipped to the Philippines. But like I said, you work with people after a while and you build trust, and you don't just give them full access off the bat. You let them build that trust, and then they take you for everything that you have when you least expect it. I'm just kidding. But honestly, guys, I've never had a major issue like that. In terms of Amazon, I do give them user access. Never, ever, ever in a million years do you want to give your login and password to anybody. Nobody. That's the quickest way to literally get banned. So Amazon has really great features where you can give a virtual assistant user access to only certain parts of your business. So I give my VAs access to all my reports, the ability to be able to, see different fulfillment settings and different things like that for what they do. But they don't get anything that's going to be able to like change my account or anything that's going to screw with like the IP address or whatever. So that's really important to keep in mind. FBA Fever says, curious, I know people use Amazon. Oh, I already answered that question. Sorry. Nicole says, love me some Amazon. Are you selling same account and OA? Yes. Inventory event reports help in place of an invoice. That proves Amazon laid hands on that item and then lost it in the process. So what is that called? Inventory event reports? Let me write that down. Inventory. I've never heard of that event. So what is that? Does that share like the process of them actually getting it? I'm curious how that would work. What up, front porch picker? OA stands for online arbitrage. That's sourcing items online and having it shipped to you. When I first started, they put about half my inventory in stranded, and I had to go through a process of emailing Amazon support, the SKUs to get them active. Now it no longer happens. Yeah, that's weird. Do you have more than one Amazon account? And do you have any tips people to follow that have videos on it? I heard they are more lenient now on multiple accounts. I actually do have another account, but I don't use it right now. The reason I don't use it, because some people might be like, well, put all your DVDs and like riskier stuff on one account and then, do wholesale or, used items on another, and you'll spread out your risk. And that makes sense. But the issue is both of my accounts, and I'll talk about how to get that and what to do, but both of the accounts are linked back to me and both of the accounts are linked to my IP address. So if one account goes down, they're just going to take the other account down as well, which a lot of people don't realize. The best way to probably keep accounts separate is to have somebody else, open up the account in their name and sell on their behalf. And then, someone you trust, and then give them like a commission for letting them use the account. But that would get dirty with taxes. I have friends who do that and whatnot. Because once an account links back to you, your IP, your information, if something goes wrong with one, you're just going to get the other one shut down. You can open up another account, but you need to get permission from Amazon first. The last time I heard, that's how I did it. And there has to be a good reason for creating another account. So like if you have two businesses that are like different or conflicting in one way or another, then that would be a reason, I guess, to do it. eBay doesn't allow change of shipping address if your account is attached to a seller's permit. They only allow shipping to the address in the seller's permit. Interesting. Is there any way to get a head start when you have very little money to start with? Just start thrifting, garage sales, auctions, super high margin. You'll be able to build up your money really, really big. Just keep investing it all back into the business. Keep your day job, keep your other side hustles. Because if you want to build up your Amazon business, as you've seen in this example, you have to make a lot of money. If you want to consistently maintain your sales and make money, you've got to have quite a bit of cash to do so. If you're trying to build like an OA business, right? It's a lot easier with thrifting and stuff, but you're going to be exchanging your time. Hey, Jake, appreciate that, man. We got that commissioned out locally from a local artist. At least Amazon seems to sell faster at a higher price for DVDs, Blu-rays than Mercari. I mean, pretty much all media items are going to sell like 5 to 10 times faster on Amazon versus Mercari and eBay. Alan says, just want to say thanks for all your help. I've been watching you since you started on YouTube. You're the reason I went full time back in 2014. That's awesome, man. I appreciate you sharing that. Have you seen items canceled for no reason? My cancel rate is now 33%, way over the allowed 2%. Really? I mean, that would be you having to are you canceling your items? Because I don't think that metric would get affected unless you're canceling orders. So I'm not really sure about that. I just heard about a state seller's permit yesterday. Do I need this for tax purposes of anything? I would get a reseller certificate if you're buying off eBay to flip on Amazon because you'll save sales tax. So I would just recommend getting a reseller certificate, but you don't need anything. You don't need I mean, maybe for your state or your town you do, but for me, you don't need anything to sell. I've used Pallet IQ. It was pretty good. It's a lot of work though. A lot of volume, a lot of books. Some books are really good. Others aren't the best. I don't think it's for me right now, but I have quite a few friends who are using Pallet IQ and I've used them and it was solid. It's just not for me at this moment. Sean says on Instagram, congratulations on 30K a month. That's a big achievement. And it just goes to show people like me who just start selling on Amazon that if you grind hard enough, you can do the same. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a grind. And like I was saying, Sean, if you were here, there's two ways you could go about it. You can leverage your time and make a lot of money and pay yourself very quickly, which is probably the best way for most people to do it and keep your job, pay your bills with that. Or, you can invest your capital to, build your sales over time. Don't pay yourself, keep putting money back into the business, and building up to a point where you could eventually pay yourself a salary and keep the business going and continue to work on outsourcing parts of the business, which is really what I'm trying to do right now. Scott says, thanks for the metrics on selling on Amazon. Confirms what I am seeing as a new Amazon seller. Awesome. Awesome. Glad that was able to help. All right, guys, I'm going to have a couple more questions come in. If you guys have any questions, drop a few questions and let me know. I got to see what time it is. It's 10:53. All right, I got a few more minutes, guys. And for folks who are just coming in, this was the spreadsheet that I was sharing with everybody and the goals. And so feel free to take a screenshot if you would like. This replay will be up though it'll be up on YouTube. How do you get those shades? Man, these are just go on Amazon, blue blocking glasses. So it actually helps with like my eyes have been really sensitive to light lately. And I think it's because I'm looking at the computer too much, or maybe it's allergies, but sometimes I just put these on at nighttime, especially. But it helps sometimes being on the screen for your eyes. Are there any other businesses that you are running other than eBay and Amazon? So I've got a couple rental properties. I guess you can call it a business. I have a management company, so I literally do nothing. Those cash flow really nicely. I've got some videos about that. I still make money from my Kindle publishing business, surprisingly, from like 7 or 8 years ago. So that still makes money. I don't do anything in that. It's all passive. So I make money from Kindle, Create Space, and Audible. And that's a business I just kind of gave up on years ago. And it's just keeps making money. It's making less and less money every month, but it's still making money. I think last month it made like close to $1,000, which is cool. I have the YouTube channel, which makes money every single month. Affiliate marketing. I promote different softwares, products, programs from time to time. What else do I do? Obviously a little bit of eBay, Facebook Marketplace. I do some coaching, so on and so forth. And hey, if anybody wants to do a one-on-one coaching with me, I just opened this up. I believe it's Rake and Profit one-on-one. Let me see if that link works. That link should work right there. rakeandprofit.com/one-on-one. One-on-one. So I've actually been enjoying doing some coaching calls recently and helping some sellers out. So you can definitely check that out if you do want to jump on a call with me for about an hour or so and help you with your business. I read your mind, Lori. Exactly. So Aztec says, what up, what up, what up? What's going on? Francie says, I have a question for you. Sure, ask away. Can you sell FBA and FBM at the same time for DVDs? You can't sell them at the same time unless you had like multiple quantities, because with FBA, you're sending everything to them. So if you were to sell it as a merchant and then FBA has it, you'd be screwed. You have to go out and buy another item to fulfill that. Is YouTube one of your higher profit gigs? I mean, it's all profit. My YouTube channel makes like $3,000 to $4,000 a month, so it's good. It pays the mortgage. I think the mortgage on my house is like $2,200 or so it pays the mortgage. My car's paid off, so it probably covers the mortgage, the electric, gas, and food maybe. So it's not bad. Yeah. I mean, different titles. Yep. So you can sell as a merchant and you could sell as FBA with different titles. Absolutely. A lot of people do that with like bigger items or more seasonal items. Like right now, a lot of the back to school stuff is selling really well. So I just did an interview with a girl, 23-year-old FBA, Michaela. She's doing a ton of that right now. Is there any reason to only do FBM? My account won't allow me to do FBA for some reason. Wondering if I should get a new account. That's weird. Did you do something in the past to upset Amazon? Did you have bad metrics selling as FBA previously? Maybe you're just not setting it up correctly. But again, the reasons to do FBM is some items aren't profitable shipping to FBA because of the size. Some items are long tail and you don't want to pay for long-term shipping or storage. And then other items are just seasonal, or how do I say it? You don't want to have to ship it into Amazon, wait for it to get checked in, and then 2 to 3 weeks go by and like the price is dropped. So sometimes you want to be able to ship it immediately and like get your sale. So those are some of the reasons to sell FBM versus FBA. How's the wholesale formula journey coming along? That course is really, really good. I actually decided I'm going to do a different model. The wholesale formula is probably the most profitable model, but I actually realized for me right now, I'm taking a lot of what I'm learning from the wholesale formula, but I'm going to do things a little bit different because I'd rather just work with distributors versus working with brands, just because I don't like being that hands-on. It is more profitable working with brands, getting exclusive offers, but I'd rather just work with distributors, I realized, because I procrastinated on it for a long time. I actually quit and gave up. Like when I was in Miami, I was like going for it 100%. And I was like, I don't really like this. Like based on my personality, everything was great. The training was great. It's probably the most profitable way to do wholesale and the safest long-term. So, I'm not saying not to join the wholesale formula. I would actually highly recommend them, but it's based upon your personality. I get a little, not camera shy, but like, I don't always want to be having to talk to people all the time. I'd rather just order directly from a distributor instead of having to work hands-on with a brand. So again, that's just me, but they're really great over there. You have to have a pro seller account to ship to FBA. Do you really? I thought you can ship to FBA with just a free account. Did they change the rule recently? First time selling and it gives me 3 different errors. Yeah, so maybe you need a pro account. I didn't know that. Your 5-hour book selling video changed my life. I know it sounds dramatic, but since I've been selling books, I feel significantly less stressed. So thanks. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad. Yeah, and I'll put the link to that down below for anybody who wants to join that. It's 100% free, rakeandprofit.com/workshop. Literally, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but after being on YouTube for 8 or 9 years and selling books for 8 or 9 years, there was good information on YouTube, like really smart people, but there was nothing that was fully comprehensive for free. So I said, screw it. I'm just going to create it. And it's good. For being free, it's probably better than a lot of courses because it literally just shows you how to do it step by step. I don't think you have to have pro. You just pay an extra $1 per item. That's what I thought, Land Shark. But Amazon's changing the rules like crazy now. Like I know from the last thing I knew was if you're selling FBA and you have an individual account, I didn't think you were eligible to get the buy box, which most sales are going through the buy box. So that right there is a reason to go with the pro account. So yeah, Kristen, I didn't think so. I don't think that's accurate. I think you can sell FBA as an individual account. I think whoever that was, Jake or whatever, needs to call Amazon and figure out what's going on, because it seems like there's like some type of error or whatnot with their account. I don't sell VHS tapes. I used to, but they're really slow selling. All right, guys, it's about that time. We just hit 11. So I'm going to thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you found value in this video. Everybody on Instagram, appreciate you. YouTube, thank you so much for watching. The replay will be up on the Rake and Profit YouTube channel. So if you want to go over there and check out the spreadsheet and everything that I put together on the screen, you can take a screenshot, make your own, whatever. And hopefully you found value in this video. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.